Block Boy Radio.
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 Block Boy Radio. Block Boy Radio.
Block Boy Radio.
Block Boy Radio. Hey, welcome back, right? We officially our third guest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got
Heavy hitter.
We got Cesar. You know, he's the owner of Ultimate Athlete Gym, right? UAG. So we want to welcome him to our podcast and thank you for taking your time over here. And you know, to start off, I just want to say this guy holds a Guinness World Record. Can you tell us what it is for?
Yeah, for sure. No, first of all, thank you guys for having me here. It's amazing what you guys are doing to bring up the people here in the hood and everybody, and telling their story and their side of the story and how they've prevailed and out of adversity and stuff like that and overcome that. So I'm a Guinness Book of World Record for half-distance triathlons. I've done 48 and 48 weeks. It got broken recently, but hey, I did it before it got broken. It happens, right? Records
First
are
one,
meant
huh?
to be broken.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm an ultra runner, which I've ran ultra running is anything over 31.5. So I ran a 100-mile race, a 50-mile race, a 75-mile race, and several 31.5s. I'm a marathoner. I recently did 2 challenges, which is a 4x4x48. It's a David Goggins challenge. You run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. We just finished that last weekend up in Lake Arrowhead when it was snowing. It was an amazing experience. I've done 1,000 push-ups a day for 30 days. I was going to try for the world record, which is 2,000-something. I was really good, but I decided to move on to other things.
This guy's all about records. And you hold the California record too, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
That's an old school record, but it was when I was in junior college. My brother was really fast, and I was a short, chunky guy. And but I was very smart how to steal bases, and stealing bases is about getting from A to B really quick rather than being really fast. And so I started stealing bases, and I hold the record. I think it's 56 or 58 for the state of California for junior colleges, and I did it at Pierce College. So
Nice.
And it has that one hasn't been broken or fucked with at all.
It hasn't been broken, as far as I know, because one of the coaches who just recently retired and got in the Hall of Fame for coaching, I saw him and he says, you still hold the record? And he was the athletic director, and I go, you're lying. And he goes, no, it's still holding now. And I was
That's
like,
right. When was that record created?
That was in 1994
At Pierce?
at Pierce College.
94, man.
Yeah,
So we're going to about hit 30 years real soon. 28 right now.
Youngsters better step it up and get their leg workout game.
They make them better.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about, 94. Damn, that's...
Almost
we didn't
30.
even... Yeah, like...
That's right.
That's crazy.
And then you also got your book.
Oh, correct. Yeah, so that's the little Black Book of Fitness. I was super proud to be a co-author in that with a bunch of really great people like B. Rio from Cypress Hill. You got Mike Messina and several other people that I was fortunate to get asked to be in that book and write a chapter on it. And it's just about my story as well, and several other people that hopefully can inspire people in different ways that are looking for some kind of motivation to stay healthy. And so that happened a couple years ago, and that was a good experience.
Yeah, I need some of that because I'm thick right here. Hey, I'm still surprised with that junior college record. But that's during the time when a lot of us, were played outside, right? And we're not stuck in our phones.
Yeah,
That's real talk.
Going back. We obviously, like any other, guest we have, we want to really get to know you, right? So can you tell us, like, where were you born and where you grew up, at least till, like, year 5?
For sure. Yeah, no, so I was born in Mexico.
Okay.
I was born in Chihuahua, Mexico. And my older brother, was one of my mentors. We're all born there. My older brother, my younger sister. My dad came over here in 1978.
Okay.
And brought us over. He didn't know anybody over here except one uncle, and didn't know anybody, didn't know the language, and didn't have a job. But he knew that it was a better opportunity, and so my mom then they brought us over, and we came over at a young age. I was 4 years old, and we moved into North Hollywood. And
so you from Mexico straight to North Hollywood?
Straight to North Hollywood.
Oh,
yeah.
Where about in North Hollywood?
So the first place we lived at was right across from where the North Hollywood police station is at right now, right off the 170.
On like Troost and
Yeah, it's like
Burbank,
Colfax?
Yeah, Colfax and
Colfax.
Burbank, right there. So that was a baseball field before.
Oh,
So that was a baseball field, and that was the first place I ever played baseball because we lived across the street in some apartments.
oh,
So we saw that. My dad wanted, keep me out of the streets, and saw there was
Early
baseball
80s?
going on.
Early 80s?
Yeah, so I was 74, probably like 80.
Yeah.
Because I started playing ball at 5, like really young age. As soon as I can catch and throw and do whatever.
that's something for the history books. I didn't even know there was a baseball field there.
Yeah.
That's facts.
and
right there.
and I grew up there from high school and on, so that's something new for me.
It was really cool. So because the outfield faced where you get off that exit right there by the 170, you can get off.
Yeah.
And everybody always try to hit it over into the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let me-
But that's where we would walk over, and that's where baseball started right there. That was
All
our
right.
first place we moved in, and then the second was where my mom lives now, and it's still in North Hollywood.
Okay.
But on Cahuenga, in between Oxnard and Burbank.
Okay. By the Vallarta. Kind of?
No, by the towers, the electrical
Yeah, the
towers,
electrical towers.
right in the hood.
Okay. It's not the Vallarta on Oxnard? Vallarta.
There-
Oh
there-
yeah, but that's by Oxnard Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in
Around
between.
there?
You know
Right
where the
around
hall is at?
Yeah, the hall. Yep.
There's a quinceañera hall that a lot of people
Yep.
that grow up in North Hollywood
Okay.
know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to come from Vallarta and go eastbound,
Uh-huh.
and then you hit Cahuenga, make a right. And that's where like the hood of like
Oh.
Clanton and C14 was at right there,
Okay.
Crazy Alley and everything.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, okay.
So you're familiar with this backdrop,
Oh
this
yeah, that's
background.
that's the corner right there.
That's right.
I mean, that's where I used to get my alcohol when I was 18.
There you go. Oh man, so for your
21. I was 21.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
so you grew up in North Hollywood then, right?
Yes, sir.
So you went to like Oxnard Elementary.
Correct. Yep.
How was that like during that time period?
It was cool. I mean, Oxnard was amazing. They didn't have Oxnard didn't have a fence
Yeah.
around it before
Oh.
back then either. So it was an open school. It was really cool. Walk there. Mom would walk us back. Go to across the street. There was Dale's Jr. It wasn't Vallarta. It was Dale's, and they had some couple of machines that you can play video games and stuff. Wait for your mom to pick you up. But it was really cool, and I grew up with a bunch of people that grew up in that area.
Okay.
And played ball with them. It was amazing.
Wow.
Oh,
Be outside all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. I mean, a lot of people did, right? I'm still surprised that Oxnard Elementary didn't even have any fence back then, so it was
Yeah.
an open school like that.
Yeah.
That's a trip right there. So you learned English in school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like probably a lot of your friends probably did too, right? So it's kind of normal.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard. I had to go through speech therapy when I was young.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I still have a problem now. So the S's, they come out a little like weird, right? And so I had to go through speech therapy because Spanish is a different language.
Yeah.
And so, Spanish was my first language. And then I'm trying to learn English, and everybody's talking, and then, I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
You pick it up as you go. But as a kid, you kind of absorb everything, So I picked it up pretty quick, not only from school, but from my friends, and then cartoons.
Yeah.
Every day. Timing, consistency will get you to pick it up. But yeah, that's the first place I learned English.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then how was then where'd you go for middle school?
So then I went to Walter Reed Junior High.
All right. And how was that during that time?
It was good. I mean, it was I was playing a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that I grew up with were playing baseball. But it's just like anything else, back in the day, you grew up with people that the people I grew up with that I consider my homies were people that grew up in the neighborhood. 'Cause
Okay.
I didn't know anything else. It's not like
Yeah.
social media now,
Yeah.
right? Where you can meet people you don't even know. People like stuff. Or, oh, yeah, I like this person. I think I know him. You don't know him.
Yeah.
You don't really know him. You know what I'm saying? He's not your buddy. And so people that I grew up with, we went to elementary school, and then we went to middle school. And so they knew that my family, my dad, my mom were really good people, took care of them, and they knew we were baseball players. And so they really, really, you growing up in a gang neighborhood, C14, where Crazy Alley's at and everything, they really kept me out of trouble.
Okay.
They knew that, I think they knew that we were a little bit different, meaning, I wouldn't say better or anything, but they knew that,
You had talent and
baseball?
potential.
Talent.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think that was maybe a way. They were friends.
Yeah.
They were friends. So at the end of the day, you look out for your friends, and you know that this life is not for them.
Yeah.
And so they kept me out of being in a gang. Kept my brother out of being in a gang. they knew that we were still homies, and I was okay with everybody there, which was really, really cool.
Did you have any crazy ass times like where you thought like, maybe I will be from a gang, or like encounters because people know where you grew up with and might have mixed you up, or just?
Yeah, I mean, look, I was a fake gangster. I always try to dress up in Nike Cortez, wear the white T-shirt and the Dickies, and you know, and all that, but that was fake. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to fit in. You're trying to fit in where you live. You
But
know?
the homies didn't let you.
Hell no.
That's right. They hooked it up. They're like, all right.
They're like, hey, I mean, we appreciate you're down, but let's make sure that you got a way out. Let's keep you out.
That's right. That's dope.
That's
you don't
dope.
hear a lot about that these days. Not that I haven't heard a lot about that, but back in the days, that sounded like they were definitely like.
Well, it was different back then too.
Yeah.
Like gangbanging was different. You know, you took care of your neighborhood too. So then, where'd you go to high school?
So then I was super blessed to be really good on good teams and be good at a young age in baseball, and so was my brother. But I received a scholarship to Notre Dame. So I went to Notre Dame Sherman Oaks, which is a private
Prestigious
school.
Catholic school. And
Catholic school.
Heavy hitters go there.
Yeah,
Right? MLB.
A lot of Major League Baseball players have come out of there. Yeah, so I went there from after Walter Reed.
How did they? You found them or they found you?
They found me.
How did that happen?
Yeah, so I was playing with a bunch of people that I was playing, 13, 14-year-old ball, and those kids were going to go there. And so the parents then, hey, we want to have a good team over here. Let's bring him along, and
that's right.
And let's get him in. At first, when I got told to go there, I said no, because North Hollywood is where I wanted to go. That's where my brother went. He wanted to be a Husky, He wanted to be a Husky.
Yes, sir.
And he had laid down some good roots right there, playing ball, and he was really, really good. So I told my brother and my dad, I'm not going there. And they made me realize, they said, you know what, brother, I know where you're coming from, but it's a better education, better baseball program, it's a better opportunity. Think about it and tell us tomorrow. And I did. And I wrote down my pros and my cons.
That's right.
And I made that decision. I said, yeah, as long as girls go there, I'm good.
Girls with money. Right?
Because it was an old boys school before.
Was it?
Really?
Yeah. And so I was like, nah, I'm good, So
when you went, it was all boys?
No, it was girls. Yeah.
Oh, all girls school. When you
By
went?
It was boys and girls. It was co-ed at that when I went. But before I went there, it was all boys. Several years before, it was all boys.
Oh, okay. So they barely had. Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't know all that.
I didn't know.
So I had heard, and I was like, well, if there's no girls
Yeah.
going to school, I'm not coming.
Yeah. Dropping some history knowledge, huh?
Damn, that's crazy. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
An old man.
Yeah. How being from North Hollywood, going to like a school like that where a lot of people have money there. How was that experience like being around that type of community and that type of school?
Great question, brother. Great question. It was hard.
No.
It was hard because times are different now. Everything's more diverse. Everybody's out there. We accept everything. But besides being Hispanic or Mexican and going there, there's a socioeconomic factor. No money, right? First time one of my buddies, hey, let's go to Subway. Subway? What the hell is Subway? I know about tortas or something, but I don't know how. Like, what do? You just pick a sandwich? No, you got to put in the meat. You pick your bread and all this stuff. Like, what?
We pick it?
Yeah, exactly. We picked that thing. So I didn't know.
Bread? There's different type of bread?
Let me just get a...
Just white bread, bro. But yeah, so there was a lot of that. But I think what kept me kind of sane was that baseball was always baseball or sports has always been, there's no barrier.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how much money you have, what color you are, or who you are, or what race you are. It's baseball.
Yeah.
And so I hung around with baseball players. So whenever there was a problem, it didn't matter. We were baseball players.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I didn't play that, maybe it would be a little different. But yeah, there was only a handful of, like, I joined the Latino Hispanic club or something.
Over
10 people.
And Notre Dame? It was predominantly...
Yeah,
like
so it was all white.
White.
Yeah, all white people.
So you stood out.
Yeah, for sure.
In a good way.
Yeah. No, but I played sports too.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were, they knew I was there for baseball.
Yeah. Were the other Latinos also part of the baseball team?
There was some.
Yeah.
Mainly white. But that's just the way it was. So
I mean, that's the community right there.
yeah,
what it
I mean,
was.
and anybody who I talk to now from there, which I really don't, are some of the baseball players that we played ball and had that experience. But to be honest with you, I would have had a different experience with going to North Hollywood for sure, because everybody from Walter Reed went there.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted to go. All my homies, all my boys, wanted to play baseball with them.
Hell yeah.
and I left, and I got a lot of shit for that.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, but you try to make best decisions for yourself at that point. You don't know. You know, you're a kid just trying to be better and hopefully make the major leagues.
Yeah.
You're blessed. Your older brother and your pops. I know you identified your older brother as your mentor too. Yeah. Right. That's dope. They were kind of like guiding you. Like, hey, like slow down. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know you want to go with all the boys, but just think about it, and that helped you make a long term wise decision.
My brother, man. I mean, you know, like I said, my dad's the anchor of the family, but my brother was my mentor, who I looked up to and for guidance and ask questions, and he's definitely taken that torch and helped me make better decisions in life. So.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that young, you already thought about like the bigger picture instead of like what's in front of you.
Right.
So I mean, you could tell he influenced you a lot, because I would have been like, nah, I'm going to North Hollywood. I'm gonna be with my homies.
And we would have done that.
Yeah,
because no one would have gave us sklecha and be like, hey, slow down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a blessing you have that.
That's good. I mean, so like after high school, what you end up doing?
Yeah, so after high school, I went to Pierce College.
Okay.
I moved out of the house, 18 years old, moved in with my brother, who was going, at that point, he was going to Pepperdine. He had gotten a scholarship for Pepperdine.
Oh, wow.
From Pierce. So he went to Pepperdine, and I was living with him like in the Gura Hills, Woodland Hills area.
Orale.
Yeah.
Damn, Hollywood. Yeah.
All the Gura. But, it was renting an apartment, one bedroom somewhere, and I worked as a cadet. Like, those people that give parking tickets at the schools. You don't have your parking permit. Give a ticket, open rooms up for teachers that get locked out. It was a job.
That's cool.
Yeah.
At Pierce?
At Pierce.
Dope.
And so I did that, which gave me the opportunity to work, to play ball, and to do everything, because, like, it was on campus.
Yeah.
So I was blessed, and go to school.
Grinding.
So I was there all day. It was cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And that's where you still played baseball at Pierce.
Yeah.
And that's where you broke your first record, right?
Yeah, so my freshman year, man, I went off. I totally just tore up baseball. Just started making a name for myself. I played second base, and I started stealing bases, hitting really well. I made all-state, all-conference, first team, all-state, all-conference, broke the stolen base record. At that point, as a freshman, you can't get drafted, but one of the scouts, George Genovese from San Francisco Giants, had asked me, hey, man, we want to draft you. You want to do it? And I'm like, I didn't know anything. And I was like, no, not right now. But it would have been good, to get drafted. I didn't. I stayed another year. Had a little bit of a downside, but then I ended up getting recruited by four-year colleges, Division I, which is the highest level for college baseball.
Yes.
And I had a couple offers, USF, CSUN, a couple different ones, and I really wanted to leave home, like, away from the valley and go somewhere else, meet different people. My parents were getting divorced. My brother was out playing pro ball. He got drafted by the Padres. And there was the earthquake in 94.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was a man of the house, and I said, I'm going to stay local. And I ended up going to CSUN on a full scholarship, athletic student scholarship. So
Nice.
Damn, that's dope. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's
Kept the
beautiful.
local.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's cool.
Best decision ever.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
when I went there, it was just after the earthquake, so it was a hot mess.
Yeah.
Everything was down. We were off of like trailers and big domes, so it wasn't appealing. It wasn't like you're going to college, but you're in college playing ball. It was bad,
Yeah.
Now you look at this college, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks nice,
Yeah.
right? But you know what, man? Family is number one. I stayed close, and it was the best decision ever. I had great coach, great teammates, people that played pro ball with. It was amazing. But
Dope.
it was a good. I'm glad that I stayed home.
That's dope.
You being a baseball player, do you care about like rooting for a certain team, like growing up, or you just like whatever, like you see everything the same?
Oh, I love the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that why you denied the San Francisco Giants when they started?
Probably in the back, right? Back, I didn't
Unconsciously, you're
even know.
like, it's not a good.
San Francisco Giants. No, I love watching baseball.
Yeah.
In general, I like picking up stuff. I watch it a little bit differently. Pick up to see if they're gonna steal. If they're at this time they should be stealing, and pitchers giving away stuff. Sometimes my family doesn't like seeing games with me because they're like, we just want to see the game.
Yeah.
But I love the Dodgers. Grew up here, Dodger fan, Raider fan from the '80s when my dad
That's what's
played
up.
there.
That's right. What position did you play?
I played second.
Second.
Yeah.
Not bad. And then how did it go in CSUN?
Yeah, so I had a bad year my junior year.
Okay.
I think I was just burnt out from baseball.
Yeah.
Playing since I was 5, summer ball. I played on Wisconsin on summer ball, collegiate baseball leagues. And so I came back. It was a new coach. I wasn't really used to his style. He was kind of harsh. And I told him, I said, you know what? I need the summer off. He didn't want to give it to me. He could pull my scholarship. But I said, you got to respect me a little bit. Like, my opinion, trust me, I'll do well. Took a summer off, didn't even touch baseball. I didn't watch a baseball game. Came back, and I killed in my senior year. So there's articles of saying, like, last year's Caesar's, whatever, Caesar Circus is now Caesar's Palace. Something like that. That made me really good that I came back stronger.
Oh,
Yes.
I like that. They flipped. They were being creative with it.
Yeah.
Did you have a nickname in baseball?
Sea Monster.
Sea Monster. That's right.
That's what's
Straight from
up.
no ho.
Yeah.
No,
Fire. That's dope.
man, I'm just tripping out. Like,
So you came back harder. What were you doing?
With that?
I'm just curious to know, what were you doing?
With what?
That summer off that you just
Nothing.
came back. Nothing. Just
Going to
chilling?
the beach. I play baseball. And baseball here in Southern California, you can play year round.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a lot of rain all the time. So this is a year round. This is where the best athletes come from. Baseball in the West Coast is the best baseball player ever because you play year round here.
Yeah.
And so I just took a summer off finally. Like, I just finally went to the beach, didn't see baseball. I just got away from it.
Yeah, there you
Straight
go.
R&R.
We all need to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Just unplug.
Unplug. And
Yeah.
I plug. Yeah, exactly.
Block Boy Radio.
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 Block Boy Radio. Block Boy Radio.